friends, Sarah here with Faithful Finish Lines. In this video, I will be talking to you about why it's really important to figure out what your maintenance calories are as part of your whole weight loss process. Now, I know you might be thinking, why on earth would I need to know the calories to maintain my current weight? I don't want to be at this weight. I want to lose weight, and I want to lose this weight as fast as I possibly can. And I get you, believe me, as someone who's lost 100 pounds, I know that when I was at the beginning of my journey, I wanted the weight gone, and I wanted it gone yesterday. So I can definitely sympathize. But there are some real benefits to learning what your maintenance calories are. In the last video, I shared with you exactly how to figure out your maintenance calories, but now let's talk about why and some of the mental barriers you might run into as part of this process. So there are a number of benefits to figuring out your maintenance calories. The first one is, this is a really important skill. You are going to have a couple years perhaps when you are working on weight loss, but then you're going to have years and years and years of maintaining, because I fully believe you can lose the weight, get to your goal weight, and stay there. So that means the majority of the time of the rest of your life, you're going to be maintaining. Maintaining is a skill, and it actually is a different skill set from losing weight. So if you can start practicing some of those skills now, you will put yourself in such a good place, because I think most of us can relate to the fact that we can lose weight, but it's the keeping it off that is the challenge. So I would love for you to start learning those skills now and using them. So there's real benefit to maintaining. Number two, we want to make sure that when you do take a calorie deficit, you are doing it in a safe, realistic way. Often we have women, whether it's in our Christian weight loss group, people who leave comments on my website, people in our Faithful Finish Lines 2.0 membership, who drastically cut their calories. They'll tell me that they're eating 1,200 calories a day or less. Now, there are a few people who do need to eat that low level of calories, but very few. Most people can get to their goal weight eating more, and you want to. You want to make sure that you can enjoy every calorie that's possible. You don't want to eat at a level that is so low. And actually, what we find out happens is they end up gaining weight. And here's why. They will eat at that very low level of calories for a while. All of us can willpower through for a few days, but then they can't handle it anymore, and when they go off, they go way off. So they're binging, they're overeating, they're eating at night, they're eating on the weekends, they're eating on vacation, and when they go over, they go way over because they have restricted. So we want to find a calorie deficit for you that is realistic to what your maintenance calories actually are, and then just cut back from that by 100 calories a day, 200 calories a day. It's true, your weight loss is going to be slower, which I know is hard, but think of it like this. How many years of your life have you spent working on your weight? For many of us, it's 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Sometimes I talk to women that'll say 50 or 60 years they have been working on weight loss. So if you've been trying to lose weight for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, maybe you decide this time around you're going to take the weight loss a little more slowly. Maybe it takes you 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. But look at 50, 60 years compared to 2 or 3 years. It's okay to take it more slowly with maintenance breaks along the way, or taking a smaller calorie deficit, but when you lose the weight, you keep it off. That is what I want for you. So this supposedly quote unquote slow weight loss over here is actually fast, because compared to 50 or 60 years, a couple years is really quite rapid when it's weight loss that comes off more slowly, but you keep it off. Something else that that we really believe is beneficial with finding your maintenance calories is that's your safe place to land. Think of it like anytime things are really difficult in life where it's just really not going to be realistic to lose weight, you can always come back to your maintenance calories. So some women use this during their week of PMS, that the cravings are just really strong. Some people do that when they go on vacation. We encourage you to eat at your maintenance calories at Christmas or on your birthday or other big holidays, a time of real stress. As I'm recording this video, many of us are still quarantined. There's a lot going on in the world. There are protests going on. It's been really, really difficult. So coming back to your maintenance calories is very valuable, because the truth is, most of us, before we were working on our weight, we were either losing or we were gaining. Losing or gaining. There was no middle ground. So if you can learn to come back to that maintenance place where you know that you won't gain weight, you won't lose weight, but you won't gain weight, that's a very safe place to continue to come back to and enjoy things in a little bit more moderate way. Okay, so something else people will tell me is they'll figure out their maintenance calories, and let's say they've been trying to eat like 1,200 calories a day, and they figure their maintenance calories, and it's actually like 2,000 calories a day. They'll tell me, oh, Sarah, there's no way I could eat 2,000 calories a day. I'll gain weight. Like, I'll start gaining weight really, really fast. But the truth is, if you weigh 200 pounds, you are eating about 2,000 calories a day. This is what happens to us mentally, is when we're being good, quote unquote good, and keeping track, maybe we are eating 1,200 calories a day, but then when we go off the rails, we don't count it. So we overeat at night, or we overeat on the weekends, or we binge, or we go out to eat and we eat these huge restaurant meals, and we don't keep track because that's just not fun and embarrassing. So we don't write that down in our Weight Watchers app or MyFitnessPal app or whatever you're using. But then when we start over again, we think, okay, that's it, clean slate, I got to start over, I'm going to start on Monday. We count 1,200 calories. But what about all that time in between that we overate that we never even kept track of? Well, guess what? Whether you're keeping track or not, your body is keeping track. And if we averaged out all of those days, the supposed good days and the not so good days, what it would average out to is that you were actually eating about 2,000 calories, or if you were gaining weight, you were actually eating more. So to eat in a more realistic way, yes, you definitely can do that. And if it is truly your maintenance calories, you won't gain weight. Now, I will give you one caution that when you first start doing this, you might see some weight gain. It could be a couple different reasons. One could be if you have been eating at a very heavy calorie deficit, maybe that has changed your metabolism somewhat, and so we need to make an adjustment. But what's more likely is that your body might retain more fluids, especially if you're eating more carbohydrates or just adjusting to eating more. If it's really too much for you to get up to your maintenance calories right away, you could always try adding a couple hundred calories at a time. So if you were eating at 1,200 calories and it just feels too scary for you to go way up to 2,000, try eating at 1,300 for a few days, and then 1,400, and then 1,500. But I think for most of us, we find that yes, it might take a few days for your body to adjust, but overall you can eat at that calorie level because you have been anyway. It's just you weren't keeping track on the days that you were overeating. The other possibility with this is that you're actually not really keeping a good account of what you're actually eating. All of us underestimate what we are eating. Research studies have shown that even registered dietitians, when they keep track of their calories, they're under. Even me, who has been keeping track of my calories for 15 years, and even before that I was doing it, if I'm honest, when I'm actually saying I'm eating 1,400 calories, the reality is it might be like 1,500 calories or even 1,600 calories, because it's just so hard for us to own up to everything we're eating, and we make mistakes. I would definitely encourage you to use a food scale. If you don't have one, you can pick one up for less than 20 bucks. They're really inexpensive. That is more accurate than using measuring spoons, and using measuring spoons is more accurate than just using your eyeballs. So we want you to try to keep track as accurately as you possibly can without making yourself crazy during this 2, 4, 6 weeks that you're figuring out your maintenance calories. So those are some of the barriers that could get in the way, and some of the really important reasons that you want to figure out what your maintenance calories are during your weight loss process. If you have any questions at all, leave them for me underneath this video, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'm Sarah with Faithful Finish Lines. Thanks for watching.